enough time. It says 23 minutes though. That's not
It says
good.
what?
23 minutes. Okay. So, where are you?
All right, well, I was born in Newark, New Jersey, of parents who we were just basically poor.
Okay.
My father was born in Lithuania and came here at the age of about 8 years old. And his family was quite poor, and because of that, they took him out of school when he was 12 years old, I think, so he could work in a 5 and 10 to earn $2 a week, because the family needed the money.
Yeah.
So my father never had an education, and therefore was really limited as to what he could do in life. My mother graduated high school and actually was a stenographer in New York, even though she lived in Newark, New Jersey. So she had what's considered a good job, and a high school education at that point was very good. They got married. I don't know the ages that they were, but it was like in 1928 or 1926. They got married around then. And I think the marriage was just okay. I mean, in that era, people never got divorced.
Yeah.
So even though they might not have been really compatible, because in my memory, I remember, them fighting and my mother acting superior to my father because she had a high school education and he was basically, just out of grammar school. And his first job that I really remember was, and he had some before that, and he owned a fruit and vegetable store with an uncle in Belleville, New Jersey, and that evidently failed. I don't know when or why, but it failed. And his first job that took quite a while, he was a milkman. Now this goes back to the years when people had milk delivered to their home every day on a daily basis. You didn't go to a store to buy milk, it came to you.
It was at your door.
Huh?
It was at your door. And
Yeah, exactly. And it was a very hard job because at the time he was working literally probably 6 days a week without help, and the job was very demanding because people wanted their milk by like 6 a.m. in the morning. So he would get up at like midnight and deliver milk from like maybe 1 to 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Then he'd go home and sleep for a couple of hours, and then he'd have to get up and go knock on the doors to collect money that people owed him for the week's delivery of milk and butter and eggs. Very difficult job. And a lot of the people lived in 3-story, 4-story buildings without elevators. So here you're walking up 4 flights of steps with a container of milk. And when you get to the door, they said, please leave a half a pound of butter. So you got to go all the way downstairs, get the butter, and then bring it back up. So very, very labor-intensive, difficult job. Weather didn't matter. Ice, snow, you did it anyway. I mean, people expected their milk, and you delivered it. So he had what I would consider a very difficult time. And that led to us really, I had a sister, being poor. I mean, we lived in a small 3-room apartment, 1 bedroom. My parents used the living room as their bedroom, and then there was a kitchen and 1 small bathroom. So it was crowded, but didn't know any better. I thought that was the way everybody lived. So poverty, I mean, we always ate. It was not like we went hungry, but there was certainly not excess money. An example of that is when I was a kid, I was a Boy Scout. And to go to Boy Scout camp, I think at the time it was like $10 a week. And we didn't have $10, so my mother borrowed money and paid it back 50 cents a week. Yeah, so I was a Boy Scout, and I got to a star level, one level below Eagle. I didn't swim well enough to become an Eagle. And walked to school. You know, we didn't think in terms of buses or anything. And even when I went to high school, it was like a mile, mile and a half each way. You know, you just did it. You didn't think about it. That was the way everything was. So I went to grammar school in Irvington, New Jersey, and high school there. And as a kid, you know, I did odd jobs. I delivered newspapers. During World War II, if you will, I was like a block warden, wore his helmet and patrolled at night to see if everything was. Sounds crazy at this point.